Hello. Welcome to today's session. Today is day 3 of unblocking your mindset or your energy blocks in business. And I am so excited to be here. I am so happy because you guys have been so incredible and so amazing. And I cannot wait to share with you guys this session. This is probably one of the most powerful sessions that you are going to receive from me. And the reason behind that is because we are talking about brain heart coherence, which is the most important energy center that we have in our bodies, in our business, in our life, everywhere. I don't know what happened to this thing, but it gave me a filter. It bothers me a little bit. So I am going to tell you guys something. Let's do a little bit of recap. Thank you for the love. Thank you so much for joining, for being here, for the love, for the whole 9 yards. So I just finished a super amazing empowering session inside the Aligned CEO, which is a program that I run for women entrepreneurs. And we did what is called brain heart coherence, which I am going to touch a little bit about that today, because in brain heart coherence, you literally change your physiology, your mindset, your physical body. It's like a all-in-one kind of thing, okay? And I know that yesterday's live was lost. I am very sorry. I'm going to re-record it, and then you will have the replays if you signed up for the free email or whatever the case may be, okay? So before we get started, let me know where you're tuning in from. Let me know if it's the first time that you're watching or if you have been tuning in to our previous lives, just so that I know who came back, who's here, how are you guys doing? Okay, so I'm trying to move a little bit the comments just so that I can kind of see the whole picture. So listen to this, a little bit of a recap. We have been talking about how our emotions interfere or project onto our business, and how many times we want to overcome something doing it matter to matter, which means working more hours, posting and praying that our post will resonate with someone because we're not even clear on who it is we're serving. We've been talking about how our own beliefs about whether we can do it or not do it create something called an electromagnetic field, which is a field of energy right outside of your body. And that field of energy sends information in the form of a frequency, and that is how we communicate non-verbally with other people. We also talked about how space and time is an illusion. And that is like a more advanced concept in quantum physics, but we still talked about that. We talked about how your root chakra is the first energy center, and that influences your business. It's the energy center that is closest to the ground and closest to the material things, right? That's what your root chakra is. In your root chakra, what do you hold? You hold your money story, how you think about money, the thoughts that you have with regards to achieving success, your past failures, how you're bringing them into this present reality. And when you have a strong structure and systems in place, you know where your clients are coming from, you know how they're finding you, you feel very much disattached, or there's no emotional attachment to making a sale because you literally believe that there is an abundance of people, right? Then we went yesterday into our solar plexus, and our solar plexus is in the gut of your stomach, in the pit of your gut, and that energy center, which actually stems from the back, okay? Your chakras or energy centers do not stem from the front of your body, they stem from the back, and they are a vortex of energy that influence you mentally, physically, and emotionally. And we talked that your solar plexus is the energy center that holds guilt and shame and fear, and it also keeps us stuck to the past stories. And we said that the past stories are any limiting beliefs that you say to yourself that you bring to the present moment, and then when you reflect on your business, because your beliefs, whether you can do it, can't do it, have a vision, don't have a vision, it's like a set of sunglasses that you are wearing, and according to that is how you judge everything outside of you, what you think is going to happen, the expectation that you have, the intention, the whole 9 yards. If you do not address this, that's why a lot of women start and stop, or they constantly self-doubt themselves, or they attract not the most ideal clients for their product, service, or transformation, because our emotions are what creates the beliefs that we have about ourselves. And that in turn becomes the habits by which we live by. And there's a saying that first the habits make you, and then first you make your habits, and then your habits make you, right? So up to there, we also understood that your solar plexus has to do with the marketing, and your marketing is infused with the energy that you are giving out. So let's say that you saw someone on Instagram say to post a carousel so that you can go viral. But if your internal belief is, oh, it will never work for me. Oh, this doesn't really work. Thank you for the love, guys. Oh, this is I'm just wasting my time here. I want you to know that your thoughts are what projects the energy that you have, and that is infused into your marketing. When you have an issue with paying, right, with charging, then that is also a reflection of whether you think that your product or service or transformation is worthy enough and that you feel safe and secure to charge. A sale is just an exchange of energy between two people where they both benefit, so there shouldn't be any type of ickiness or yuckiness or anything like that. It's just that. There's nothing more to it. What is keeping you there is your beliefs. Oh my God, what if she pays me and I can't give her the transformation that she wants? Or, oh my God, is this really worth it? Or who am I to teach this? Or I need more experience. Or the clients are coming to me and I'm not making any proactive, right, measures or actions because I am held back by, oh my God, what are they going to think of me if I email them? Oh my God, what are they going to think of me if I reach out? Oh my God, who am I? We all know the questions or the things that we say to ourselves, right? So up to there, we're kind of caught up to speed. And the speed is, we have recognized that I have more power in my life to co-create it than what I am accustomed to. It's not that this is a new concept for you. I truly believe, since this is in essence what we are, that you are reminded of it. And that is what I call soul work. That's what I tell the ladies inside the Aligned CEO. This is soul work. I actually think that some of them just pay to be in the Wednesday sessions where we do heart coherence and energy clearing because of what they feel. But here is the secret sauce. If you can change or help change someone energetically, everything else will fall into place. And it's not because I say so, or it's not because this is woo-woo. This is science. It's quantum science. And the more information that you have, the more you're going to believe that that is true, and the more tools you are going to use in a moment where you're not feeling so empowered. So let me give you a little bit of science for your heart before we get into how to use it to create magnificent magnetic marketing, attract your ideal clients, make the sales that you have never made before. Does that sound good? First, I have to give you the concept behind it, and then you will make connections in your brain. Hi, yes, it is sacred geometry, and it is the outline of the chakras, and then that is a chakra clearing board as well. Okay, so here we go. If you are new, if this is the first time that you're tuning in, then I would definitely suggest that you check out the other replays from the previous days, because we go into quantum physics, we go into how our thoughts generate our results, and in one live I can't condense it all. So we have energy centers that are commonly called chakras. And these energy centers stem from the back of your body, and they're important because they actually hold different emotions, or their job there, you're very welcome, or their job there is actually to help you propel forward. So in each energy center, we carry certain emotions, certain thoughts, certain beliefs. The first three energy centers are called the energy centers of survival. That is what keeps us grounded. That is what keeps us to the ground. That is what, when we are in front of a predator, we are running, right? We have fight, fly, or fly. So you're going to be paralyzed, or you're going to have this extra strength to run. That is a primitive system by which humans were born with, right? And the unfortunate thing is that we didn't learn to turn it off. So we are constantly in flight or flight. That also can be translated to having intrinsic thoughts. So you're constantly self-doubting yourself, or wondering when it's going to happen, or why hasn't it happened, or how you can make it happen. And that is just survival. When you are in survival, you are not creating. Your brain thinks that you are being chased by a predator, and the last thing that they want to do is feel loved and empowered and creative. You want to run and get out of there because you think you're literally dying. That's what happens to our body. It's a physiological process. These energy centers, as they go up, it's the union of the higher energy centers and the lower ones. And that happens in your heart center. Are you familiar when people have been saying feminine energy and masculine energy, and how we should all have it balanced, because feminine energy is about receiving and masculine energy is about doing, and the whole nine yards, right? Well, I'm going to tell you something. The shortcut to that is your heart. It's brain-heart coherence, because that is when there is no duality. That is when we are whole. That is when we are one. That is when we experience higher emotions. On a scale of consciousness is divided into our emotions. And have you heard when people say, oh, something is high vibe or something is low vibe? Well, that basically means that there's a scale called the scale of human consciousness, and it's determined, it was actually created by Dr. David Hawkins, and it is determined by the emotions that we feel in our body. So in the first three energy centers, you have guilt and shame and self-doubt and envy and fight, and it has to be hard for me to reach my goals or do whatever it is that I want to do. In the heart, there is none of that. There is literally just whole. You recognize who you truly are and what you're made of and your limitless potential. And to get to the heart, it's important that we understand that there's many different ways. But the reason why is because the reason why you want to get into your heart and create heart coherence is going to amaze you guys. I'm going to give you a little bit of science. And I was talking about this inside of the Aligned CEO, but I want to share quickly with you guys. So your heart center is the only organ that actually is in charge of a lot more than you can imagine. It has its own intelligence, and it has its own networks of information. And it is said that that is the energy center where we connect to a higher consciousness. It is the energy center where we connect to God. It is the energy center where we connect to our higher self. It really is just the most magnificent center. It's full of creativity. And listen to this. In 1991, they started to study like the effects of the heart, and they saw that the heart carries this innate intelligence that no other organ carries, right? And that you have all the answers. But before they can say a statement like that, science was studying the relationship with people that were had a heart transplant. And they started discovering that when somebody received a heart from somebody that passed, there was like distinctive characteristics that were transferred down or passed down to that person that was receiving the heart. And then a few years later, they discovered that the heart actually sends out a magnetism up to 10 feet outside of your body. That is why you control your reality and the things that you want to see, not the other way around. Giving your power away is saying, I am affected by the rain. I am affected by my kids screaming. I am affected by my coworker. I'm affected about my organization, right? That is giving your power away. So in a study, they found out that actually a child that was 8 years old received the transplant from a child that was 10 years old. And after the transplant was successful, a heart transplant, the child started to have a recurring nightmare. And when they, after investigating, they went to the psychiatrist, the child described the nightmare. It so happened to be that the child was receiving the information from the child that had passed, and with that information, they were able to get a really good sketch of the person that had murdered the child, right? Like that did the crime. So they were like, oh my God, the heart moves intelligence. Like it carries its own intelligence. It doesn't matter. It's independent. How is this related to business? Listen to this. It's so mind-blowing. So a lot of people talk about first you feel and then you receive, because that is the quantum physics model, right? That's what it is. Newton said first you receive and then you feel, and then the observer effect happened and science was brought in and they said no. It's first the person feels, because that is the cause, and then the effect will take place, the aftermath of the feeling, right? And we said that yesterday, that first you decide to be, because nobody can take that from you, and you do not focus on the external circumstances. You focus on being that you declared that you are. So one of the most important things that you need to know, and you can ask yourself, is what prevents me from moving forward in my business? And in my line of work, which is healers and coaches and women entrepreneurs, it is fear. And if fear comes disguised in a bunch of things, I can't do that. Who am I? I'm not making any sales. This is so confusing. Technology is so hard. Am I going to be able to achieve my goals? And that creates beliefs. And not only beliefs, but remember that for someone to take action, they need to feel an emotion. And those actions or those beliefs will not give you the emotion of moving forward. They're going to give you the emotion of forget it, quit, or join a 9 to 5, or whatever it is, right? Or this won't work, or who am I to think this? So fear, lack of trust in yourself, that's what fear is. Because if you were fearless, then those intrinsic thoughts of you not being able to do it, or of you not being intelligent enough, or of you not being successful enough, those fears will disappear, right? If you were fearless. So fear is usually what keeps us what? In lack of trust. And if you want to create something that you've never had, well, you have to trust that you're able to create it. Wouldn't we agree on that? That you would have to trust that. Okay, so one of the reasons that you want to get into brain-heart coherence, it's because in your heart is where the trusting takes place. No other place. That is where the trusting in yourself takes place. And ask yourself now, in my current reality, if I was to completely trust myself, what would I do? You would be limitless. Because if you trusted yourself, you would trust, there you go, trusting that it will happen. Your fears of it not happening will disappear because that no longer exists. You are fearless. You are limitless, right? You trust yourself. So in order for a human to fully trust themselves, they have to get into something called brain-heart coherence. Brain-heart coherence is where there is clear communication between the brain and the heart. It is an open space of communication. When your brain is in coherence, there is networks of information that are communicating with the 4 quadrants of the brain. Everything is in sync. Your organs, your heart rate, your blood, your cells, your state of being, your emotions. Thank you, Adri. Your state of being, your emotions, everything is. And we only see the world based on how we feel inside. Is that not true? Ask yourself, when I am sad, depressed, guilty, or angry, which are limited emotions that are stored in the first 3 energy centers, I look at the world from those sunglasses. That's how I project the world on. And not only the world, my relationships, my business, my results, everything else. Because so within as without. That's just how it works. That's what guides human, nature, potentiality, behavior, whatever the case may be, however you want to say it. So when you are living in survival, everything goes bad. And you are reliving yesterday into today. When you get into brain-heart coherence, there is innate intelligence that takes over. And I was just watching a video that actually showed how a new thought that you just think is a thought affects the cells in your heart. They were showing it in real time. Like there was a scientist and he was showing it in real time. That to me was like eye-opening. Besides that, you know how so many people say, well, you have to be a vibration and you have to be of high vibration in order to attract something to your life. That is not true. That's not false. That is true. But in order for you to be a vibration, a higher vibration, joy, freedom, excitement, peace of mind, assurance, fearless, resourceful, you need to be in a different state. And the fastest way that you can be in a different state, which translated means accessing your subconscious mind, is through brain-heart coherence. Because when you do that, you have lowered your brain waves. And when you have lower brain waves and your heart is beating at a lower HRV, then you are able to access your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind is that little operating system that tells you how to react, how to think, how to act, how to show up, or how not to show up, how not to think, how the whole 9 yards. If you do that, you are changing your body from within and you are changing your electromagnetic field. But you cannot do that if you are not in the co-creation process. And co-creation process means you have a clear vision of where you're going, what you want to achieve, what your dreams are, and what your goals are. And I know based on science that only 10% of the population writes down their goals, and only 3% of the population will ever spend more than 10 minutes in the creation process. And the creation process, thank you for the badges, guys, and for the love. The creation process, listen to this, is the process by which you dictate your life. You know where you're going, you have a clear vision, you have a clear picture, and anything outside of that, like what is happening currently in your circumstances or your reality, your inner state and how you feel is not moved by that. And once you are able to achieve that, you have achieved everything, in my opinion, in life. Because right now, what's dictating how you feel, how you don't feel, what you think you can accomplish, what you think you can't accomplish, is you being in this 3D reality. Oh my God, my bank account says this. Oh my God, but my client said that. Oh my God, but I've tried this so many times. Oh my God, but I'm not very sure if I should move forward with this or if I should do something else. Oh my God, but I've tried. Whatever it is. Those emotions are being dictated by your current reality. And let me remind you that at age 35, like Dr. Joe says, you are already a set of beliefs or behaviors. And the only way to change that is through your operating system, which is your subconscious mind. And a clear, easy way to do that is to get into heart coherence. So if you are someone that is a woman entrepreneur, a CEO, you're a healer, a coach, and you don't have a clear vision of what you want and where you're going, let me tell you that you are in a car with your hands crossed, expecting to get somewhere, and you don't have directions or a GPS. And then you wonder, oh my God, why does this happen to me? Because you are just leaving your life at whatever happens. And on top of that, you're probably not even conscious of your thoughts. So whatever disempowering thoughts you're having, you're just continuously perpetuating that. And that would mean that we are insane, because doing the same thing over and over and over again is the definition of insanity. Isn't that how it works? So listen to this is so mind-blowing. When you get into heart coherence, right, you understand the true meaning of manifestation, and you understand that it is not you going to chase something, that it is you amplifying that field of energy that extends from your physical body, okay? It extends from your physical body, and it carries your thoughts and your emotions, and you only receive what is in accordance to that. I didn't make this up. I am not saying this. I am just transmitting this information. This is quantum science, and you can Google it and create an even bigger model of understanding. But before you do that, the most important thing that you need to do is get clear on what it is that you want to achieve. And then understand, and you can go and watch the replays, on where it is the beliefs, thank you for the love, on where it is the beliefs, what beliefs are ruling your life. Because right now, if you're not conscious of where you're going, what you want, and if you don't have that courage, which is your solar plexus, that's why the business is worked in steps, your root chakra, your money story, how deserving do you feel, your solar plexus, your ability to market, your ability to connect to your audience, and your heart, your vision. Thank you for the love. You know, sometimes I don't want to come on Instagram. I usually go on TikTok every morning, but Instagram scares me. And I've been here, so thank you. I appreciate it. I told the girls today in the Alliance CEO, I was like, come with me, please. I feel like I'm home if you guys are here. So more than anything, become conscious of it. Because the moment you become conscious and you have a clear direction, isn't life easier with the GPS? Isn't life easier with you having your phone and you having your phone and just knowing where you're going? So you have the same exact ability to do that. And it's easier than you think it is. We talked the first day that your money is in your routine. And I absolutely believe that. Because if you wake up and the first thing that you do is grab your phone and give your brain that dopamine hit, which is not the most ideal one, and then you start comparing yourself and you start attaching yourself to the limited emotions of guilt, anger, shame, comparison, whatever it is, and you do nothing to change your energy, you can't complain you had a bad day. You set yourself up for that. You literally set yourself up for having a bad day. And the responsibility of changing your energy only comes to you, because I'm not asking you to go get another job or to work more hours or to be more stressed. I am telling you that based on quantum physics, if you do that, you are just delaying the results. You are interfering with your own success or results or vision or whatever it is. When you are in the process of co-creating, which you give yourself, when somebody has a heart chakra that's blocked, in their business, that is the vision, that is where they want to go, that is how well they achieve their goals, that is the relationships as well. So if you have if you're attracting least and ideal clients, if you're having a hard time expressing your vision, there is no intention behind it, and you are going to feel uncomfortable every single step of the way. You're going to feel uncomfortable when you're offering, when you're speaking with a potential customer. You're going to feel uncomfortable when you have to do, a live. Your marketing is going to be very wishy-washy, so it's not going to be directed to the person that you can truly help. It's going to be more like, whoever, praying, posting and praying. There's no other word of me saying that. You making a firm decision of where you want to go, and then understanding in an innate matter in yourself for real, okay, what is the lack of trust that I have here, or the lack of belief creates a different level of awareness. And then practicing, right? Heart coherence, which you can Google it. It's nothing more than breathing in and out of your heart from 5 to 10 minutes. As a matter of fact, brain heart coherence is used now in organizations all over the world because of the return on investment and the benefits that is bringing as a whole organization. So if you are, and I see this so much with coaches and healers and women entrepreneurs, when they have their heart center blocked, their money is also blocked. Everything else that is supposed to flow is blocked, because what we are, right, in essence, what we are or why we're here or the reason is to evolve, develop, grow, expand. Otherwise, why did you think you came? You just didn't come to have this, your arms crossed and be like, okay, I'm going to live 50 or 60 years like this. And that's just, I refuse to think that anybody on this life will think that that's what life is about. So, and the cool part is now we have science that says that. Listen, when you are in brain heart coherence, you are fearless, you are creative, you are in love with life, you are motivated, and you are a magnet to sales and money and opportunities. You are bringing down information that you don't even have access to if you continue to operate from a matter to matter perspective. And matter to matter is you against you and against the world. And that is not the purpose of life. At least I don't believe that. Is this making sense up to now? Is everybody on board? So a few of the questions that you want to ask yourself is, can I feel? And it's not that you never were able to feel, is that there was a disconnection because of trauma, because of whatever it was. And your body assumed that feeling was dangerous. And what we want to do is we want to feel, because we want to be able to exchange limited emotions for elevated emotions. And ask yourself, how does it feel when I am motivated, when I am creative, when I am in the flow, when I am excited? And how do I feel when I am guilty and comparing myself and out of line and out of alignment? And the only person that can change that is yourself. And we talked about this before. We said that when we are in a moment of being stuck, we can only picture the problem and no solution. And when we get into heart coherence, we literally are trading in our body the emotions that feel limited, like I can't do this, it's so hard, guilt, anger, sadness, depression, comparison, whatever it is. We are literally trading those emotions for elevated ones. Fearless, freedom, joy, excitement. But you can't be really wishy-washy with it. So you can't decide today that you're going to feel this and then tomorrow go back to your old self. You can't do that. And in order for you not to do that, you have to have a strong routine. The strong routine will give you the success, the money, whatever it is that you wish. Because a strong routine, can you answer or you just talk about it? Can you answer? Did you ask a question? The strong routine, right, is going to allow you to trade off those old emotions for new ones. And if you changed your energy, you change your life, because that is what we are in essence. I have no idea what you're saying. Does this make sense? So for us to kind of condense this, if I can't feel in my body, if I can't bring up an elevated emotion, if I have no idea what I want, if I don't write down my goals, if I don't have a vision, then my heart center is blocked. When my heart center is blocked, I'm going to live from limited emotions, anger, fear. Nothing is really going to change in my life. It's just going to suck. If I get into heart coherence, I will see and exchange those limited emotions for amazing emotions. And things happen like, oh my God, I can't believe I have this opportunity. Or, oh my God, I can't believe this client came. Or, oh my God, I can't believe my vision of my business has expanded so much. Or, oh my God, I finally feel that I know exactly how to put together my coaching and my healing and my teaching in order to create transformations in others. Yes, so the first thing that you want to do is ask yourself, what is my vision in life? And what are my goals? And after you know that, you want to ask yourself, okay, what is a strong routine? A strong routine is nothing than aligning your energy to elevated emotions through meditations. You don't need to do that for hours. If you do that for 5 to 10 minutes, you are good. I would suggest that you do longer meditations. I do suggest that because meditation changes you physiologically. It even changes your brain matter. And you can Google this. I am just the messenger. You can Google all of it. When you do that, you drop the struggle of, should I post this? Or changing strategies in your business constantly. Or I don't know if I should do this. And it's more like Glenda said today, which is, Glenda is the owner of Easy Structures, and she is inside the Align CEO. She helps women, entrepreneurs, small businesses get certified to have access to government contracts. And she said today, it's more about trusting in what I'm doing than doing something to see if it works. And there's a huge difference there. Because if I told you, that, I'm sorry, I got distracted by reading that. That's why sometimes I don't read. What was I saying? Oh yeah, if I told you that your marketing and everything that you do and how you express your value and the whole 9 yards is infused with your energy, then wouldn't you want to have the highest energy possible in order to market, in order to sell, in order to lead, in order to whatever it is? That's how it works. That is alignment. When you say what you do, or when you say what you feel. You know, because sometimes we say, yeah, I want that. Or yes, that works for me. Or, okay, I will do that. But in your body, you're like, no, I'm not going to do that because that doesn't really work. I already tried it. That is out of alignment. So once you understand and you have a strong routine, first of all, you are no longer tormented by what you see currently. Because you have a different level of awareness and you're like, okay, what I see currently was created by past programming, but starting today, I can create, right? So you take your power back and you are able to create that. What else? I have currently one, which is Prospera Mama, but my last one, the one that I owned previously, is valued at $20 million, and it's a very, very successful construction company. That is it. You don't have to do more research. You don't have to do more matter things. It's really, people buy also based on your energy and what you output, and you can't fake that because that's an electromagnetic field. You can't fake it. It's just how you communicate with other people. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Put this into practice. put this into practice, because this is going to stop you from creating a new marketing strategy and posting and praying and self-doubting yourself and a new strategy and getting a new job and adding more hours. And don't you want it to be a little bit easier? And if you now know the science of quantum physics, then you understand that we are all bound by this invisible field of energy, and that invisible field of energy holds every potential, and that if you drop the struggle, maybe it wouldn't be such of a struggle, and that for you to stop creating from the past and bringing it to the present moment, you want to have access to your subconscious mind, which is your operating system. And wouldn't that be enough of a motivation to sit down and meditate and align your energy? Right? I mean, that's my motivation. When I don't want to do it, I know it's my body resisting, and I still do it. It's just like a workout. You know, when you don't want to do it and then you do it and there's never a bad workout? That's how it works. Especially if you are a woman entrepreneur. That is so important that you understand that you commit to that. And if you have your root chakra imbalance and then your marketing, which is your solar plexus, right? The reason why you charge, I have seen quantum leaps. I have seen somebody go from 3,000 to 30K. I have seen somebody go from, I don't know, Imelda maybe went from 50 to 74K. I'm not sure if it was 50, but I know now she's on track to her $1 million. So that's what changed. She didn't go and change her marketing strategy. She changed the way that she showed up because she changed the beliefs of herself. And beliefs are what rule your life. And I see this all the time with coaches and healers and yoga teachers and naturopath and kind of the holistic healing, which is very important. We are that. And many times there exists that doubt. And many times it exists, I think, because people think that if they don't see it tangible, it's not working. But what we don't know is that the energy that we are is not visible to the eye. It doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Just like x-rays and just like other things. That doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It's just not visible to the eye. So we have homework to do. And if it's the first time you're here and you are like, okay, I've tried everything in my business and I still am in the same place, then go back to the previous lives, watch it, and start putting it into momentum. Get clear, right? Okay, the first one, if my structure and system is off, that means that what is my money story? How do I look at my money? How do I feel about money? The whole 9 yards. The second one is the marketing. My boundaries. Is my marketing connecting? Am I able to attract new clients? What do I believe about it? Do I believe that I can actually help them in some way? And if I don't believe it, then I know I have the ability to change that belief. And if it seems hard, then I'm going to use external tools, which mean meditation, to lower my brain waves, shut down my analytical mind that says, you can't do this, it doesn't work, it's so hard, blah, 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 blah. You know, everybody has experienced that. And that is it. And you will start seeing the changes. First of all, it starts internally. So you no longer are like in that rat race of, oh my God, what do I have to do today? And what do I have to do? And what do I have to post? And what do I have? And you are less reactive because now you have a different level of awareness. And you're like, okay, I am aware that whatever is happening now is part of my past programming. And I'm aware that I have the power to change it so that my future looks different. Right? That's all we have to do. That's really it. Nothing else. And if you are not taking the time out to do that, it's going to be really hard. It's matter to matter. It's going to take you twice as long as time. It's going to be with more difficulties. It's going to leave you drained. How many people have heard of adrenal fatigue? Now everybody has adrenal fatigue. Thank you for the love. Okay, I have a few more minutes, so if you guys have any questions, now is the time to ask them, and I will answer them as best as I can. I am not a relationship coach. Do not ask me if your wife is going to leave you, if your husband is going to leave you, if they're going to come back. I have no idea. I cannot tell the future. I only suggest that you have a lot of self-love and appreciation for yourself, because that is what's going to attract the person to you. So do not ask me relationship questions. And I say this because this is what usually people ask. Like, oh my God, this or that. I have no idea. So we have about 5 more minutes where I can answer your questions. And again, this is in essence what we talk about inside the Aligned CEO. And if those women have been able to make great success, then the same principles apply to you because you are also a human. What's the best way to keep doubts away? They're always creeping in. The best way is that you make a firm decision that even though they creep in, you're not going to give them power. So when you feel the fear or when you feel the scariness of the thought, you are going to just see it as, okay, that is an old limiting emotion that I'm having, and I'm going to replace it with a better one. And a better one starts with, let me remind myself that I'm in the present moment. And if I'm in the present moment and I'm alive and I'm here and I'm now and I'm well, everything else I can solve. So bringing your body back to the present moment would be the first thing. The second thing is be mindful of what you're connecting to. What am I watching? What am I hearing? Who am I spending time with? What are they saying? Because if they're naysayers and negative and all of this, you don't want that. You exchange energy. And the third one, you're welcome, my love. The third one is you can't feel joy and sadness at the same time. You can't feel happy and angry at the same time. So if you are experiencing lower emotions, getting yourself to a state where you feel joy without anything changing outside of yourself, then you are rewiring your brain, and you are also limiting those emotions. And the more you do them without trying to fight it, the easier it's going to be. How did I start? I started because a few years ago, I think I've always loved spirituality. Brain heart coherence, you can find it online. I have a link. I can message you my link, and it has like the monitor. We used today a monitor to make sure our brain waves were down. But I'll have Kathy message you a little bit more information. I started 9 years ago. No, I started a long time ago. When I was really little, I never accepted that we would like be born and then die, and that it was predetermined. I don't know why. I just never accepted that fact. And then 9 years ago, I had a really low moment in my life. And you're very welcome. I had a really low moment in my life, and I decided that I was going to do whatever I wanted to truly do, and that I was going to make it very successful. And then I decided to start studying. I became certified in pranic healing, and then I started becoming obsessed with neuroscience and quantum physics. And then I found Dr. Joe Dispenza, and if you have never heard of him, then this is the best gift of your life. You will never forget this day. Google him or look him up on YouTube, and he brought the science into like my spiritual practice. I knew that chakras would influence us, and I started seeing that when we were that throughout my years, when I was cleansing someone's energy centers, they would have results. Like they would be more empowered, they would make more money, they would feel more confident. So that's how my journey started. I am my parents are Colombian. That's my background. Can brain heart coherence solve depression and anxiety? 1,000,000%. Because when you are trading those emotions of depression and anxiety, and your body is out of coherence, and then you get into your brain heart, there is complete coherence in the body, which means that your organs, your thoughts, your brain, everything is in coherence. In coherence is in a beautiful rhythmic dance, basically. And when we are usually sad, depressed, or anxious, the chemistry in our brain is a little bit off, and brain heart coherent works for that as well. So yeah, we have seen a lot of people make remarkable progress. Like crazy things happen when they dedicate themselves and start doing. Oh yes, yeah, that's it. Dr. Dispenza is the answer. At least it was the answer for me. I found everything. It was just there was nothing else, because I don't agree with a lot of people that are in the healing modalities, and they're like, oh, you have to heal your mom lineage and your dad lineage, and you have to heal your whole family. I feel that we can get stuck in that healing cycle, and after now, like either way when you do meditation and when you unblock your chakras, you are releasing trauma, you are rewiring trauma. So you're bringing your body back to a state of non-trauma. And that is the same thing as when you go and you heal your mom and your dad and your ancestors. I respect everyone's point of view, but for me, it would have left me in a loop of, oh my God, and I have so much healing to do, and this is why I can't move forward in life. And I'm a very much move forward person. I can't feel that I'm stuck. I have to move forward. So meditation does that, absolutely 100%. It changes your blood chemistry, your brain, your illness, your body, your business, the whole 9 yards. That's not to say that if you meditate, you don't believe in God, or that God is mad at you. Let's change that conversation. Like, that is just, you're very welcome. Thank you for the badge. Let's change that conversation. These are just tools that we have to live our best life and empower ourselves. And that's it. It's not about you thinking that you do it alone. You are the co-creator. You understand that you co-create and that you get your thoughts and emotions in sync. And let me just tell you guys something else before I go. You trick your subconscious mind by just saying it and thinking it. So people usually after a live, they ask me and they say, oh my God, I need you for my business because I have to grow my business. That's like 50% of the people. And I'm like, okay, perfect. The other messages that we get is after the live, where we have explained that the first thing that you need to do is change your thoughts and create a vision for yourself and start changing your language, because your language is the last thing that first it's the thought, the intention, and then the language, and then the actions. People still will message us and say, how do I change my life? I've had the most horrible life. Through your thoughts and your language. Start there. Start declaring something new. Oh, but that's not the reality that I'm living. Didn't we just discuss that whatever you're living currently is what you brought from the past, and that's for you to create a new reality? You have to do it with intention and energy and, that proactiveness. So this is just, you have the power. No, nothing outside of yourself. Meditation is completely free. You don't have to pay anyone to do it. If it's something different where you need clarity, or you need to create your coaching program, or you need to get better at sales, or whatever it is, okay. But meditation is something that you can sit and do in your home. And when you start saying, I don't know how to meditate, yes, you do. It's quieting your mind, and you're going to feel resistance. And resistance, it's completely normal. It's a physiological process in the body that says you're too busy, you don't have time, you have to get to work, you would be screaming at this time and you're not, it's not working, I don't feel anything. Every single meditation changes you physiologically. It is my second live within 7 days. It's so powerful. Oh, amen. God bless you too. I received that. Okay, what other questions? How else can we unblock you? And remember, mindset is what? When somebody says change your mindset, what are they saying? Change your thoughts. And thoughts are energy that carry information in the form of a frequency. That is taking your power back. That is it. It's not, my external circumstances will not dictate how I feel. Because I know that I have, definitely I need new thoughts. Okay, so that is the first step. That's great awareness. That's perfect. That takes courage to say. Because sometimes people are like, no, I've tried everything. I've done everything and nothing works. Really? So out of the whole universe, you're the only person that universal laws don't apply to? Absolutely not. I don't think so. That's not how it works. And when you operate from that energy, you are no longer trying to catch a client or attract a client or go after them. You that emotional impact or that emotional thing that keeps you hostage or paralyzed no longer exists. Practice, practice, practice. Yes. And one last thing. If you know, and now you do, because of science, not because of me, because of science, that you have power to dictate your results and your mindset and your energy and what you emit, right? So you have to start declaring, because declaration carries intention and intention carries energy. Whatever you want, if it's massive success, if it's the most amazing, incredible relationship, if it's having the child, if it is being the speaker, whatever it is, you have to declare it to the point where you're going to teach your body that it already has happened. That's how it works. You are managing yourself. And with that, I hope that you guys enjoyed today's live. In how time do you change your monologue? You know what? I think what you're trying to say is how long it's going to take for you to see an internal change or external change. So that happens immediately. But let me just tell you, today we were actually talking, that's a good question, 72 hours. Practice this for 72 hours. This is what we're doing inside the Aligned CEO with the girls. And you will feel completely different. It's amazing. It's incredible. Drop the struggle. Drop the struggle. Drop that I can't do it. It's so hard. It won't grow. It won't happen for me. I'm so this. I'm so that. I'm so sick. I'm so hungry. I'm so whatever. Drop the struggle. That's the first level of awareness. The second level of awareness is start becoming conscious of what you're saying. And the third level of awareness, thank you for the love, is where am I going and what do I want? Where am I going and what do I want? And you want to do that after you have meditated. Because if you do that right now and you're not like in a good headspace or energetically you're not good, you're going to be like, I can't imagine a better future. I can't imagine my goals. I can't imagine a vision of the future. That means that your energy sensors are blocked. Okay. Hi, saludos. No, because I said so. You are a jewel. I heard that you can change your intern monologue like in 6 months. No, 3 days. Change that. Change that mind frame. You can actually change it right now because it starts with you deciding who you're being, and nobody can change the being from you. Being isn't related to external circumstances. That is operating matter to matter. So you decide whatever you want to be right now, you decide it right now. Wealthy, abundant, whatever it is, confident, whatever it is. That state, no one can take it from you. How can somebody come and take the state from you? Excuse me, I'm going to take your confidence away. No, somebody might think that by doing something, you're going to feel less confident. But remember we talked about today that anything outside of your external circumstances cannot influence or affect how you feel, because that will only make it stronger, bound it more together and bigger. And that's not what we want. We want to quickly dissipate whatever it is, right? So just know that nobody can change your state. Yeah, so when you are overwhelmed, listen, to be honest with you, one of the biggest things that I teach and I drill, and with this I'll leave. If you are constantly overwhelmed, I want you to do a brain dump. And brain dump is nothing more than getting a timer and putting for 15 minutes uninterrupted. You have to give up your cell phone. You have to give up any interruptions. And at the beginning, it's not going to make sense. But then after a little bit, you're going to get into a different brain state and you're going to be able to brain dump. Taking all that information that you have on your brain without any judgment and just writing it down is going to give you headspace. The second thing that I encourage you to do, especially if you're running a business, if you're a woman entrepreneur, I don't know about men. I mean, I guess the same. And I honor you if you are here. I just work with women. That's kind of my specialty. And I only have one male client. That's it. Anyways, have an agenda. Have a time set. When we get overwhelmed, it's because our brain thinks, oh my God, it's too much and too difficult and too hard and I can't do it. So I'd rather shut down as a mechanism of defense. And for you to prevent that or overcome that, all you have to do is that. Write it down. Give it a schedule. Set it in your agenda. I promise you it's life-changing. It changed my life. I drill it inside the Aligned CEO. I think that is one of the biggest habits that a visionary leader needs to have. That will help him tremendously. Oh, thank you guys. You guys have been so sweet today and so receptive. Okay, so listen to this. Tomorrow this is day 3 of our challenge. And tomorrow tomorrow is specifically for coaches and healers and women entrepreneurs. It's at 1:00, but I am going to help them realize what energy blockages or mindset blocks they have that is affecting their business. Now that you have this information, you kind of have an overview, and with concrete examples, you'll understand, oh my God, yeah, that's why I can't sell this, or oh my God, yeah, that's the belief that I have around business, or oh my God, yeah, this is why I feel that I'm gonna die if I have to show up. So tomorrow at 1 o'clock, I will be here again, and I hope that you guys will join me. I hope that you took something from this. If one person left here with a different energy that they came, then my job here is done. That is the intention that I use every single time to go into a live, so that I don't care how many people join or how many people don't join or whatever it is. And you should use that as well, okay? You should use that as well. It's not about the number of people that join or if they don't join or whatever the case may be. It's about if one person changed their state of mind and they're like, yeah, maybe I do have the power to command my life, or maybe I do have the power to change, then that's it. And the same applies to you, whatever area you're in. With that said, 1 p.m. Eastern. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for being here. We're going to leave this up in the feed until Friday. So take advantage. If you have any questions, you can still type them under the video and we check throughout the day. Again, thank you so much. I honor you. And I will see you guys tomorrow.